Hi, I'm Daphne Richards, and this is CTG's resident doggy horticulturist, Augie. Our question of the week comes from Jill. Her 12-year-old oak trees have roots above ground, and she wants to enclose the trees in a planting bed with a ground cover. Can she cover the roots with compost, and how much should she use? Since exposed tree roots are pretty common, I imagine many people may have this question. Those exposed roots can actually be a hazard, so if you can cover them, you definitely should. And if the tree is in the middle of the lawn, the roots are also in the way of the mower and can get nicked, which wouldn't be good. Building up the soil over those roots and planting a ground cover, one that doesn't need to be mowed, is a great idea. Just make sure that the soil, compost, or mulch that you add doesn't touch the trunk, and that you don't apply too thick. 2 to 4 inches is a good amount, but don't apply more than that. You don't want to cover those roots too deeply. I'm sure you've noticed how barky the exposed roots are. Although they once took up water and nutrients for the tree, now they serve as support and are connected to the feeding roots, which are found at the drip line of the tree, out past the furthest branches. If you do plant a ground cover over the exposed roots, be careful not to damage the roots if you ever choose to dig around in that soil. A wounded spot will allow for the invasion of fungi and bacteria that could damage your tree, and a large cut might result in dieback in the part of the tree connected to the cut root. Our pick of the week is Texas mountain laurel, Sophora secundiflora. This native shrub, small tree, is an evergreen that's extremely drought tolerant and tough. Even though rain was sparse the past 2 years, they survived without too much trouble and recently put on quite a show this year after our surprisingly wet winter. Mountain laurel is a slow grower, but well worth the wait. At maturity, it will be 10 to 20 feet tall and 8 to 12 feet wide, so give it plenty of room. Since it grows so slowly, it may look lonely in such a large space until it gets big enough to fill it. Resist the urge to plant any other shrubs or large plants around it, but planting a ground cover would be fine. Mountain laurel will bloom better if planted in full sun, but also does fine in part shade. It adapts to most soil types, but prefers rocky limestone and needs very good drainage. People often ask us why they don't bloom. Maturity is one reason. And perhaps also pruning off new flower spikes, which are brown and not too attractive, leading some people to get rid of them, not fully knowing what they are. Also, Texas mountain laurel can be attacked by the Genista caterpillar. In one day, they can defoliate a small tree, so be sure to apply Bacillus thuringiensis, BT, at the first outbreak. Another great reason to choose this plant, it's deer resistant. The seeds are poisonous if swallowed, but not dangerous otherwise. Once fully mature, the seed pods turn dark brown or gray, and the seeds inside are dark red. The seeds have a very heavy seed coat, making them hard to germinate. But if you wish to try, it's best to harvest the seed pods before they're fully developed and plant the seeds before they've turned red. To do this week, plant annual flower seeds like sunflowers, zinnias, cosmos, celosia, and globe amaranth. You can also plant gourds, eggplant, peppers, summer squash, and sweet potato slips. And I'd also like to remind you about the free horticulture seminars that the Texas AgriLife Extension Service and Master Gardeners do here in Austin almost every weekend in the spring. We'd love to see you at one of those. We cover everything from vegetables to flowers to Firewise landscaping. We'd love to hear from you. Please visit klru.org/CTG to send us your pictures or plants of the week from your garden.